Hello. So finally, I got to watch the first episode of Halo this past weekend, and I actually really liked it. I thought that okay, so first from the trailers, I thought that it looked pretty good. It looked high budget, and it looked interesting because it's kind of similar to the game, but it's not completely similar to the game. So I was curious how they are going to evolve the story because they always adapt when it comes to live action, right? So I'm okay with adapting like that for movies and TV shows because their primary goal is not to provide you the gaming experience. Their goal is to provide you a good story and a good movie or series, whatever. So that's what I was interested in. Um, the designs were spot on. Master Chief's looks epic. He just looks amazing. All the spaceships and the planets, the space visuals, all of that looked on point. I really liked how that played out. But when I watched the episode, as soon as it began, it kind of looked like, okay, maybe this is not as good as I expected for like the first 1 minute. But then something completely shocking happens, and I was like, whoa, because um, I don't know if we can talk spoilers, but I would. Okay, maybe I'll just avoid it for this week. Maybe from next week onwards we'll talk spoilers. But something shocking happens. Okay, in the middle of this scene going on, something shocking happens. There are kids involved, and I was like, whoa, they're doing that in this show. And immediately I was taken aback by that. So that kind of got my attention. And I did not expect that from a Halo series. And that was kind of impressive. Not just because of that scene, but because of what it promises. So yeah, and after that, we have in the show we saw the Spartans, the the whole team. We saw some aliens. We saw the battle. We saw some action. All of that was pretty awesome. But then the story was kind of not welcoming for a member like me who is not that into the game and curious about the series on its own. It kind of felt like they didn't do a very good job at making me love it because the first episode itself was not something that I really loved, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting, and I was interested in watching more. And so that's I think that did a good job, right? So that's how I felt. But again, I would say this. I think they did a big mistake releasing just one episode. I thought that they should have released two episodes because I'm not sure how many people will, watch the second episode now after this one. Maybe two episodes would have given people more of a taste of this world. And I would have loved to see it. I'm definitely gonna watch it anyway because it's Halo and I'm interested in it, but I'm not sure how many people will go back to watch it. So I thought that they should have released a second episode as well, and I would have liked to see it actually because the end of this episode kind of was a little bit unsatisfactory based on what the episode was about. So I would have liked to see the second episode as well. But anyway, that's how I felt about the first episode. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I'm interested in seeing where this goes. You saw the episode. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I remember watching the trailers and I was like, this show looks amazing. Some of the visuals and I never played the games, but I like Master Chief and how he looked in the suit. So I was very intrigued for this series and I had high hopes for it. And yeah, I started watching it like you. And you know what? I didn't love the first episode at all. And maybe they should have released two or three episodes to start off because I'm not fully embraced into the story yet. And I just thought like the opening action sequence was pretty brutal. As you said, they actually show some blood as well, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is I think they showed the actual they show the character's face in this episode near the end,
Mm-hmm.
Master Chief. I'm like, it's always cool to keep kind of a mystery
Yeah.
to a character. Like he doesn't look like anything special. He just looks like a guy. But to keep that mystery, I always remember watching The Mandalorian. I knew it was Pedro Pascal, but we don't get to see him throughout the season until maybe the last episode of season one. Take off the helmet. I thought that was pretty cool. So you keep this kind of mystery to the character. This character has a bit of a swag to him and a bit of presence. And if you're a wrestling fan, if there's a character with a mask, they're always intriguing and interesting. And then when the mask is taken off, it's like it loses a bit of value. It loses something special. So that kind of happened for me in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed to take off the mask at all. Or the helmet, sorry. So they should have kept it because he looked badass. He looked cool. The alien stuff, that whole action scene, it wasn't terrific or anything. It wasn't, oh my god, special. The CGI though, I thought was very poor and like really bad. And I was expecting the CGI to be impeccable for this series for some reason, just by judging by the trailers. Just the way the Spartans, they ran, they moved, they jumped. It just didn't look right at all to me at times, and it kind of took me out of it because I was expecting this really, really
You
good
know,
action sequences.
about the Spartans, I would say that I think they were trying to suggest that they are kind of evolved humans or superhumans or something, because I agree with you, like the way they were jumping around, it didn't feel like gravity was present, you know.
Yeah, it took me out. I didn't like that part at all. And I was expecting, okay, if the story is not going to be all there, at least the action will be. And for me, it was pretty mediocre. And I haven't played the games, as I said, so maybe it's very like the games. Maybe it's maybe it looks like the games. I don't know, but this isn't a game. This is a TV series, and many people who are going to watch this haven't played the games, and they're the people that are going to make this show a success or not.
Hmm.
So look, I didn't really look at any reviews of it or online talk about it. I wasn't really online much over the weekend, but for me, it wasn't the best start. And maybe episode two is amazing, maybe episode three is amazing, but they should have released a couple of episodes because that's what most of the streaming services do right now. Apple TV,
Yeah.
they release a few episodes, so it gets you interested, gets the discussion going, and you're like, then you know where you stand with the series for the rest of the season. So it is a little bit worrying to me that they didn't release two or three,
They were
and it's already
very
been
confident.
yeah. But there's we're already getting a season two,
Yeah.
so they are confident in some way, but for me, I don't think it was the best start. It's like we have this kind of Mandalorian-esque Baby Yoda storyline, maybe, where these characters are like outcasts and maybe on the run now, or there's some hidden agenda. I did like though, how it kind of hints that Master Chief is not quite normal, or he's not like every other Spartan or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was getting visions of, I don't know if it was him as a kid living a life where he has parents, and he has a dog or something like that. He like, and it's not a soldier's life. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes and see how much they explore that side of the character, because I found that interesting. But everything else outside of Master Chief, I didn't really like that much.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. And I think that they should have released two episodes as well. Even the Mandalorian did that, and like that's Disney. Everybody will like that anyway. So even they
Yeah.
did that. So I don't know. It's a new streaming service. You had to pull in viewers, but you released just one episode. I don't know. But as far as I can tell, for me, it kind of worked, and I am interested in watching more. So let's hope that the rest of the season is great. Because yeah, I wouldn't say that this was one of the best starts, but it's good. It's okay. So let's see how that goes.